Welcome to Feral Healing, two best friends, one soul bond, a podcast dedicated to eccentric healing, the kind of conversations that crack you up and your heart open. Now, here are your hosts, Camille and Caitlin. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Feral Healing. This episode is called Unbridled and Unapologetic. 2026 isn't asking permission, babe. I am Caitlin.
And I'm Camille. We're so excited for the
Hey.
fact that this year is, I don't know if you knew this, but it's the year of the horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giddy up, cowgirl. Ooh, ooh.
I was about to say save a horse, ride a cowboy, but that's the exact opposite of how this year's going.
But if you want to ride a, never mind. I tried to care, but I couldn't.
Just a little bit. Oh no, it's not there. Sorry.
It's kind of
No.
like ride the cow. Never mind.
No.
Mm. We're so excited, you guys. Let's get into
Yes,
it.
yes.
So, we really don't know who needs to hear this, but if you've been feeling maybe a bit unhinged in the best or even the worst of ways, well,
hmm
you just might be in that horse era with us.
Galloping along, babe.
Or trot if that's your
You're gonna,
speed,
you're gonna try it. We're trying. We trying.
or like a
This
brisk
episode is
canter,
like a brisk canter.
a brisk canta
Brisk canter.
or strut.
Or a strut. We're strutting it, baby. This episode is dedicated to the ones who got tired of waiting, the ones who stopped asking permission, as
Mm.
I've mentioned before, and
Hmm.
are learning to ride bareback through this life because I know it's feeling that way for me today. We riding
There's,
bareback, baby.
oh my God.
Did you
And
just
for
lose
all
it
of,
through your nose?
I did. And for all of you who took that dirty like me, you're my people.
Yeah, you my people.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Don't die. Don't die.
Oh, sorry. Just the bareback. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
takes
guys,
me back to the fact that I grew up horseback riding and my favorite was riding bareback. Nobody make that a meme,
who
please. Thank
who
you.
is who was bear? Sorry.
You'll
We are in rare
you'll never
form
know.
today.
You'll
You'll
never
never
know.
know. You'll never know. All right, guys. So let's talk about how chaos can be sacred and
Mhm.
wildness can be wise. Let's jump
Ooh.
into it. Let's jump into it. So, Camille,
Hmm.
somewhere in between midnight breakdowns or
Hmm.
afternoon breakdowns
Sure.
and morning clarity, we became women who don't flinch anymore.
Hmm. And I would say to arrive there, that transformation was muddy as hell.
Oof. She's still a
I,
little muddy.
it just, we're cute now. It wasn't cute
Yeah.
then. It was
Mm-mm.
awful.
Mm-mm.
Um, it was messy and it was loud and also kind of silently suffering
Oof.
in times. But you
Or
know what?
not so silently.
And ironically, like horses, yes, they make noises and they neigh and they whinny and things like that. But, it's not a really, I don't know, horses, whenever they are going from point A to point B, it's just the sound of their feet.
The gallop.
Unless they are trying to communicate, typically for urgency,
hmm
So I
Yeah.
guess that's just what we needed. Just needed
Just
to
what we needed.
be loud
Just
and
what we needed.
we just needed to go from point A to point B and we've arrived.
Where, so where do you think we suddenly started to break those patterns while not overthinking it? Like, well, when do you think that moment happened for us? Because so much of us both changed last year. Like,
Yeah. I okay, so where do I think we started that breaking of patterns was probably whenever we stopped being scared of the shadows.
hmm
We stopped being scared of looking at the mirror and taking that time. We
yeah.
stopped we stopped avoiding doing the deep work and we were allowing ourselves to go into that darkness and transform and or begin to view the light and lessons within it. Because I
Absolutely.
think that
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think it's just whenever you keep recycling
Yeah.
the same cycles or patterns when you avoid doing the deep reflections. So I think that
That's
that's
so true.
because we were in the
Yeah.
unpleasantness and the messiness,
The
we were reflecting.
uncomfortableness. Yeah.
And we were in the dark of it. We were
Yeah.
able to sit in that dark space and figure it out,
Yeah. It's
I
I know
think.
a huge part for me this past year was, you know, my pattern was so unlike I feel like a lot of people's are. Actually, I think a lot of people can relate to me, but with my pattern, like I would just immediately, boom, throw myself back into my career after something ended, throw myself into distraction, throw myself in, but it was never, but I would always stick to this bone of like, I will not interact with another man for a certain period of time. Like it, so it was like, in a way, it looks healthy from the outside looking in because I'm putting that time in to do that work on myself and I like demand that of myself. But at the same
Hmm.
time, it's like a wall gets thrown up. And so I won't even entertain anything. I won't. And so my pattern had to be like not allowing myself to shut everyone out and to
Hmm.
be able to learn that grace that I've stepped into of like understanding and because I feel like this year has turned so graceful for me. It's because I am
Hmm.
legitimate in this soft girl era, and simultaneously it has been the most soft and ruthless and unapologetic that I have ever been. Like I even posted a TikTok the other day. It was like they were wrong, healed me as meaner. Because I literally like I seem like I'm being nice, but I'm actually being like it's not fake. It's just me being like unbothered by it, and you're just kind of like, what?
I
Because
think
that's
it's
normal.
just
You would attack.
right and reciprocate or retaliate that energy, but now it just slides right off, doesn't even
Mhm.
phase, which is a beautiful thing. So, like, I guess that's my next question for you then. Like, what does the wildness look like now versus before? Like, would you say that that's it? Like, you went from feisty fire, retaliation, thick wall, FU energy, and petty, or, I will burn you and feed the
I
parts of you to my Virgo wife and
yeah. Yeah. I think,
soul wife.
I think that wildness in me is whereas before it was like, in your face, fuck you, like I can have 10 other guys, watch me, like, but never actually giving a shit about any of them. And then, like, or fuck this friendship, I've got other, whatever the dynamic is.
Hmm.
And I think this time I'm just like, okay, that's cute. And then just allowing you to come to that conclusion yourself without me saying it. It's like I've come to that my it seems more wild. Like, girl, I told you about my weekend.
Yep.
Like the wildest the
Uh-huh.
wildest experience I have had. Like it's not that I'm not used to men coming at me. They do. It's always this like sliding in, like smooth, this and that, whatever. But the amount of boldness that I experienced this past weekend with both men and women coming at me and couples, like, I was just like, and so it's like this weird, I think I told you, I was like, I don't know how to explain it any other way than like, it's this softness that I'm now projecting, in which case people are getting bold to respond to it. But it's
Hmm.
also it's a wild part of me because it's just like I haven't she ain't played over there a lot. So she's just like,
Right.
oh.
It's a
Okay.
different sandbox.
Yeah, it's a whole new sandbox over here.
I love that for you. I love that for you.
Yeah.
It's a nice reward for all of the difficulty.
Instead of me just
Oh,
completely being like, I ain't got time, it ain't worth it. I'm like, maybe, maybe.
it's so powerful though. That's
Yeah.
that, for anybody that was with us throughout the previous seasons, like you were witness, you were privy to the hardships and the patterns and the cycles and the ups and the downs and roundy rounds. And let it just kind of be, I guess, a light at the end of a tunnel if you find yourself in one still that you can achieve through very hard things should you break
Yeah.
those patterns, I think.
That's so true. So true. It's like you almost have to like just let it overtake you. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
the epitome of like flowing with it. And the
Mm-hmm.
more you fight against the current, the worse it's going to get. Because there's always going to be an energy that gets ripped out from underneath you,
Yeah,
but it makes you move. So
correct.
how has that horse energy affected you? That it like ripped the rug out from underneath you, but it also made you move forward.
I think that happened last year, right? And so I've
Yeah.
landed in my new place. I think that's quite essentially the themology of what we're talking about in this moment of whenever the flooring disappears or the roof falls in,
Yeah.
don't fight against it.
Yeah.
Just reflect, learn, and allow yourself to naturally propel and develop and
Yeah.
blossom.
Hmm.
Earning the peace, earning the power, earning the new shiny energy that you're going to project and, you know, deliver to the world with who this new version of you that exists now. And I
Yeah.
think that that's beautiful. It's just easier to say after.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. After the fact, it's real easy to be like, oh, yeah, this,
Yeah, just go through it. Just sit
It's
in it.
just
Just
so
reflect. Just in a y'all.
it's
Caitlin
fine.
had to hold me by the ponytail and drag me to some of these episode recordings. So let just don't
It's
feel
true.
alone. Don't feel
Yeah, don't,
alone if
please
it's a
don't.
hard day. But speaking of hard days and whatnot, how would you say, Caitlin,
Mm-hmm.
how would you explain with burnout meets bravery existed side by side, at least in this first month, with this kind of soft girly, I don't
Um,
know, persona that you've evolved?
it's well, you know about my day today. It's been I mean,
Hmm.
if it's not evident with the way I am like
You look
looking
beautiful.
right now, thank you, thank you. But it's the exhaustion is clearly written all over my face. It's like this is the busiest week I've had in months because like the holidays were busy and this and that. There's something going on every day. But I mean, I'm literally working 6 out of 7 days this week, work. And then on top of that, caring for my grandparents. And then on top of that, the stubbornness happening and, the fight back. I had my first like real experience of like the trouble of caregiving today. Like it was hard. Like it was my first like actual breakdown moment of like I'm gonna be brave right now and I'm gonna say my piece and I'm gonna be like, all right, well, when you decide you wanna go, let me know. And then I went in my room and cried. It's just because I couldn't. And it's so hard because I know that the only reason it's happening is because she is like also frustrated with herself, and it's not a like one of my best friends, like one of my most, like worship the ground the woman walks on. It's nothing that it's just when you're talking about a certain age of someone and a certain independence, and all of a sudden that's not something that they're capable of anymore. They're having that internal battle too. And
It's so
so it
hard.
was like, yeah, it was like my first like experience of like I'm burnout energy wise and I'm burnout emotion wise. But it's okay. Well, when
Mm.
you want to figure it out and you want to talk about it and you want to go, come get me. Until then, I'll just let you be in your peace.
And I think
So,
that that takes a lot of bravery too, to
yeah.
not retaliate, to not overreact or
Yeah.
become overstimulated. And I just, yeah, super proud of you.
Yes.
I know that we all
Thank
are. And,
you.
anybody else out there who listens and follows us, we'd love to hear your stories if you're a caregiver and how you are seeing the plights of bravery meets burnout and how you get through it.
Yeah,
Because
for
that's
sure.
it's more common than we realize, I think.
Yeah, in lots of different ways. It used to always happen with me in a work environment where I was clearly getting work like burnout work-wise,
Hmm.
and so there's a reason I'm a jack of all trades and can jump from career to career to different career because I get burnout really quickly.
Hmm.
And that's a part of ADHD too,
I was
but
about to say that's that AUDHD.
yeah, yeah,
That's that tism.
that's a tizzle.
It's that tism. But
Oh,
I don't know, girl. Speaking of that, we're gonna segue for a second. I have
um,
been slightly obsessed. I've definitely fallen
mhm,
into the rabbit hole algorithm of AUDHD.
mhm.
Um, it's alarming. I'm not gonna lie to
How
you.
accurate. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I fell down in
So
that rabbit hole, I was like, it's like it's like I thought I was alone this whole time.
no, no. This is why you and I have a podcast so that we can
Yeah.
have a delayed processing
Yeah.
or live real-time processing.
Our life for time where you're like, oh, all of us do that. Every
So if any of you guys out there have ADHD or I don't know why that went Cockney, but or the TISM or your
both.
neurodivergent, both of them, let us know.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, it's just I don't know about you, but like totally off topic, but on this topic, I
Hmm.
just I became slightly obsessed about it. I feel like I've learned a great many things and most are applicable. But
Yeah.
then I've come to a weird burnout of it. Hear me out. I've come
Hmm.
to a point where I'm like, okay, okay. But also I have to find a normalcy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't label every single, and I don't want you to, not you, but like, I don't want to hear always like your labeling of every action, thought, or emotion or things that you're saying as a tism or this. And I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
exist. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's kind of like a euphoric thing to be like, oh, I realize who I really am. And
Yeah.
then I don't know, for me, I think it was the holidays that really burned me out a bit where I was just
Yeah.
I was realizing the whys and the who and I was just like, okay, enough. Like I got burnt out of
Yeah.
I guess like processing the understanding of everything.
Yeah.
So now I live in this kind of brave existence of like I will learn as I go, but I don't need to like aggressively attach things for
Mhm.
awareness purposes, just kind of like just
Flow.
just
Just
flow and be
letting it flow.
graceful and
Mhm.
like put it in cruise control. We don't need to
Yeah.
hit the brake or the gas, just cruise.
Yeah.
So that's what
Mm.
I guess if I could relate, I hit my burnout, y'all, as we know, with the entertainment industry. And so now I've really, really hit cruise control with my work and now I have time. I have time. There was a wonderful, oh, it was Trixie and
Katya.
yeah, and they
Hmm.
were being hilarious. And Trixie was like, I have time. What do you mean you want my time? It's free. This is my free time. Like, I don't want to give that away. It's
Hmm.
not free then. And
Yeah.
like she was being hysterical, but like I was like, wait, wait, wait. That's deep.
Yeah.
If I give it
That's
away, it's not
actually deep.
free. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, because your time is of value.
Hmm.
And so if it's
Yep.
your free time, I
And
don't
you're
know. I
giving it to
just,
someone else, it is costing you.
yep, it's a currency exchange.
Hmm.
Now there's a tax. And I just am so protective now
Yeah.
of trying to break the cycle, if you will,
Hmm.
um, with recognizing and being aware of my pattern with burnout and just cruise control this year and having a graceful experience, hopefully.
Yeah.
I say this, but then, Brene Brown taught me a term um, in one of her podcast episodes, and she's like, those typically with ADHD, blah, 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 or have trauma, have what's called foreboding joy. And she explained that that's that sensation that we have when everything's at peace and we're slightly bored, everything's going as planned or smoothly. There's potentially some contentment, maybe even borderline complacency that you start to have this like you catastrophize your peace.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying really hard to avoid or accept and let it flow the foreboding joy because I'm like, I'm already doing it. Even sitting here being so grateful and thankful. And she explained that's what you got to do, you guys. She's like, if
Yeah.
you do suffer with foreboding joy, it is you have to retrain your conscious brain to talk with your subconscious brain and teach it. And if I were to be willing to say, I would say, teach the parts of you that no, find the little things to be grateful for, and that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for going on that side journey with me, you guys. I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
No,
Okay.
I love it. I'm so glad that we went on that side journey because it's so important. Like, it's, it goes back to the simplest, we'll zombie land and shit. Enjoy the little
Hmm.
things. You know what I mean? It's literally goes back to that, especially with the chaotic world we are currently living in.
Yeah.
Like being able to enjoy the little things. I'm really bad at burning myself out. I'm really bad at that. Like, I get a phone call do a to dress a drag pageant and help with quick fixes and do all this stuff. And I'm just like, yes, obviously I'm being paid to be there, but that's not, like did I anticipate that it was going to be the busiest week when also there's only two of us bartenders in
Mm,
town the entire week? Did I
yeah.
take into account that we were going to lose a bartender in that time period? Did I take into account that we also lost somebody else who did a lot for our department? Did I anticipate any of these things happening? And did I really think about, oh, in within this week, guess what? Um, your
Yeah.
your grandmother's gonna start hallucinating while you're caregiving for her. You know what I mean? Like, did I anticipate any of these things were gonna happen? Could I have possibly like, and I'm just like, I'm such a yes person and I've learned to say no. So it's not that, but there are certain things that I'm like, this also brings me joy. Like I was sending you pictures yesterday and I was like, I'm so thankful that even though I knew it was gonna be a lot of work and I knew everything it's gonna be a hectic week, I'm so thankful I went because the amount of beautiful experiences that happen at those
Hmm.
pageants is
Hmm.
just the artistry alone that you
Right.
get to experience and see. Like it's wonderful. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm really bad at burning myself out, but remembering like when you see, Lola Bunny walk out and you're just like,
La la la.
and you're just like, or you see Betty Boop pop out, or
Hmm.
or you run into somebody you haven't seen since they competed in that competition and they have since been on RuPaul and they made it to the top three. Like it's
Yeah.
and you see them and they're like, oh my gosh. And you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things. Or you run into somebody who you worked a gig with in Dubai that you had no idea he was going to be there because he created the costumes for one of them. It was such a beautifully crafted
Mm,
day that it was like, I know I am so burnt out
right.
physically and
Right.
mentally, but this was so like being able to remember each one of those small, beautiful things. I was just like,
I think that's elemental. I think that's
yeah.
that's what it's all about. Watched a video and it was two influencers and their goofy butts. And one of them was doing a voiceover.
Hmm.
She was like, I just love when I get to hang out with so and so because she recharges my battery. And I thought
Hmm.
about that. And what you're describing was kind of a bit of a stretch, perhaps. And I think that if we all can just recognize the different scenarios of opportunities and pay
Hmm.
attention to the ones that have a heavier percentage of recharging your soul.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's putting aside goals and doing things like that. But at will, you get to choose, right?
Mhm.
I think that's a really great way to avoid complacency and
Yeah.
staying stagnant. Um, and I think that the second that that overstretching to become burdensome on your battery, then that's when you know you're headed toward burnout.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I just think that's a really wise thing is remember the small things to be grateful for
Yeah.
and lean into those opportunities that recharge your soul.
Absolutely.
I think we'll have a much more
Absolutely.
graceful year this year.
Yeah.
One could
Yeah.
assume, not to make an ass of ourselves.
Yeah. It's a little too early to say, but with having a good, successful year, that power is in our hands too, because we make that definition of what good and successful is. So I
Mm,
think I think that we have that power to say that it'll be a good and successful year for us because we know what that is for each one of us.
if we pay attention,
We pay attention.
if we pay attention.
Mm, yeah.
So this isn't about chaos for chaos, we should say, right?
Yeah.
I think
No
it's
chaos for chaos sake.
no,
Absolutely not.
no, no, no. And I think that the restlessness or the anticipation of is the message, right?
Yeah.
It's just it's that recognition of this doesn't suit me. Does not suit me anymore. That's a
Yeah.
cage. Doesn't recharge me. I'm not finding anything I'm truly grateful for. I
Yeah.
can find some things, but it's not recharging my soul. It's not recharging my heart or my mind.
Hmm.
It's draining, if anything.
And we also tried to sit still. We really did. We tried
Uh-huh.
to we tried to
We
sit still.
did.
But some energy, it just won't let you be polite. It won't let you be
True.
polite. It won't.
True.
And so like it's finding that balance in between feeling like you're stuck in that cage and then chaos for chaos sake of like, oh, I'm stuck in this cage and I've got to create. It's kind of going with what you said
Mm.
earlier, like
Hmm.
promoting joy. And so like it's stuck in between this and then also being able to understand like my energy just won't be polite anymore. Like I said, I'm simultaneously in the softest, most beautiful era while
Right.
also being in my most ruthless.
Right. So, okay, with that being said, how would you explain then when saying when staying safe could also become killing?
So as an Aries,
Uh-huh. So I asked you.
staying quiet is really difficult. And we dove into this last episode about how my silence became my power. And
Hmm.
so like the crying because I'm biting my tongue and the ugh, but there came a point within all of that where I realized that I was no longer staying silent for myself. I was staying silent for sake of proving my point because I'm an Aries,
Right.
and so
Right.
it became soul killing at that point, in which case, like, I've hit this point where my safety means the most. So this is huge with who I used to be too, because wall, nobody's
Mm-hmm.
getting past it.
Right.
I am safe, but I'm also in a cage. I am also in a cage. I have
You've
put
walled
myself in
yourself
that cage.
in.
I can't get out. In
Right.
which case now, I'm like, I refuse to lock my own self in that cage to protect myself. I am going to let myself out. And then it's about discernment and
Mm-hmm.
that finding that discernment, that grace, that sovereign, and stepping into this period where you're just like, okay, I'm going to entertain this because I deserve this. And then the second you show me some colors I don't like to see, okay, I've used my discernment. You will now go along your path and I will continue on my path. So
Mm.
instead of deviating my path
Right.
because of what somebody did to me and trudging myself up that tower, I'm like, no, you can go to the tower. I'm going to continue my path. So it's just finding that, like, so I'm not, as an Aries, we will become soul killing real quick the second we feel trapped in a situation, but we also tend to trap ourselves in that situation. In which case I've did a lot of took a lot of notes, did a lot of redirecting of my own life, and it brought me to live out a bunch of my fantasies and also kill off a few of my fantasies. Which
Mm-hmm.
brings me to what fantasies are you mourning that you no longer feel like are a thing? Because I know I have a few that I'm not I don't know if I'm mourning them
Mm.
or just like I still get that little bit of oh
It's almost
I'm
like a
letting it go.
sacred ritual of release.
Yeah.
I will tell you guys, I'm one of those. I feel like it's a 50-50. I heard somebody say this. It's basically broken down into two types of people for New Year's. So you're either the perpetual, there's no such thing as starting over. It's all one continual journey of progression and or you're the other person that really digs your heels into I want to review and I want to assess and I want to do things better in this time frame. I'm a bit of both. I definitely see life as a perpetual journey, but I'm a Virgo, so I enjoy structure and perfection, and I enjoy assessing to,
And you love a
um,
good list.
and I love a good list. You guys, I literally every day on my desk, this is okay. So every day I get a new page and I look at yesterday's page of to-do lists and goals, and I'm like, this, okay, did all those things, and I will literally copy and paste a brand new one in reflection of the day prior. That is how I keep track of like, I don't do a planner. That would make sense, but I don't like the structure. I want to make it my own. So it's like a bullet journal for anyway. So what I did this year for the first time, I used ChatGPT and I was super basic and I just had an inspired thought. I was like, I'm going to ask ChatGPT this. My prompt was my own prompt. Knowing everything that you know about me from every thread, every forum, every input from 2025, what would you advise me to leave behind going into 2026? Y'all,
Did it hurt?
ChatGPT was brutal.
I
It
was like,
was
it hurt, didn't it?
brutal. And I did not anticipate that. So when you ask me, what was it like, what am I mourning? Uh, I'm not, it's interesting because I'm not technically mourning, but I did realize that some of these elements that I was truly believing in or holding to were fantasies and
Mm,
or just non-realistic
Yeah.
ideologies or negative patterns that did not bring the results or the fruit that's preferred. Um, I'll read y'all some. Hang on. I will read you some of I was so taken back by them that I was like, hey, also, can you teach me how I can on my iPhone? I would like to be able to see the list at all times. And like, oh yeah, you can just use a quick note and then you put it as a widget. So now I have it as a widget. Fun fact. Um, okay. It's called my 2026 manifesto. That's what I try to redirect the title a little bit so I wouldn't be intimidated to look at it. First one is the illusion that love requires sacrifice. Excuse me? ChatGPT? What do you mean? Jennifer Lawrence meme. What do you mean?
Oh,
What do you mean?
what do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean that love doesn't require sacrifice? I thought love is sacrifice. I thought that was literally what love is. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Anyway, we'll get into that another day, perhaps. The other one was leave behind romantic savior complexes and bonding through pain. Um, then it said leave behind over identification with pain and struggle. Yes, your story is powerful, but your legacy doesn't have to be rooted in trauma. It can be rooted in joy, ease, pleasure, and creativity. You don't owe the past your loyalty. And I'll leave this one with you. There's several more, but the last one I'll leave with you is leave behind the belief that healing must hurt or that you must relive pain to grow.
You know what?
Oh,
I
wait.
f
I'm gonna pin it. We're gonna go back to it. The last one is, and
okay.
this goes to anybody out there. Leave behind the fear of being seen fully. You toggle between being dazzling and dimming. The right rooms want you unleashed and feral.
last last episode, what did I say I let go of last year was my need to be seen and
Mm-hmm.
understood
Mm-hmm.
because I had that realization of I have to let that part of myself go. And it brought me so much peace letting go of that. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but it brought me so much peace. Like I feel like I need to do mine because you know
Do
me,
it.
True Aries fashion. I'm just like New Year, same me. New Year, same me, but I want to accomplish this, and this, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what Daddy G would tell me to let go.
Y'all do the same and then tell us in comments or email
Yes.
us because I want to
Yes.
know. I'm gonna start a
Yes.
trend unintentionally. But
Oh,
yeah, that
yes.
I'm gonna tell you that those reframings blew my mind. I was definitely a bit taken back by that because that's none of them came to my mind for goals.
Yeah.
Not a one of those themes or topics or ideologies that I apparently have. I mean, they are apparently
Hmm.
or bad patterns. So it is a perpetual journey, but I had it dictated to me from ChatGPT, whom I have, given plenty of data to. So it was very interesting. And
Yeah.
it is kind of like the idealism of love doesn't require sacrifice. That's a big
That's a huge
Everest.
one. That's a huge one. That's even hard for me. And I am like the first one that the second I see it, I'm starting to sacrifice myself, I walk away. But still, I've already started sacrificing myself by the time, even
Uh-huh.
though I walk away quickly, I've already started it, in which case, why did I allow myself to do that? So
Right. Yeah,
I
it's
totally get
interesting. I
that.
feel like it's shifting our graves up of people pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're coming alive to be like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't require sacrifice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
thriller, like
Dun, dun,
love
dun,
is
dun.
sacrifice.
No, it's not. Not anymore. Daddy G told us.
Daddy G told us that's not.
Okay, so obviously technical difficulties for momentarily, and we are back. But I took that opportunity to look up things that I needed to leave behind in 2025. Cams, are you ready for these?
Yeah, lay it on me.
With everything that I have fed, um, Daddy G in the past
Uh-huh.
year of
Hmm.
just life. Number one, the belief that your worth is proven by how much you endure. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Number two, carrying shame that was never yours. Loyalty to people. This is number three. Loyalty to people who only love you when you're useful. Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
The version of you that survives instead of receives. Waiting for permission to fully claim your power. So I told it to give me five.
You're welcome.
Wow. So
Yeah. I feel
so
like
it
you've
says,
moved into most of those, though. Doesn't take away that they're brutal.
but some of them still
Linger.
they still linger because some of them I'm like, oh yeah, I've like gotten over this, that. But then if I were to sit and read, so let's go with the last one, right?
Uh-huh.
Waiting for permission to fully claim your power, your voice, your sexuality, your creativity, your leadership, your authority. You keep almost stepping into it, then softening it so others aren't intimidated, uncomfortable, or threatened. But you are not here to be palatable. You are here to be true. Your podcast, your writing, your spiritual work, your presence, they're not side quests. They're the point.
Oh my God.
Well, thanks for bitch slapping me through that lesson.
I feel like that was a bitch slap, and then immediately he like recorrected your crown and was like, but still,
Yeah,
remember that
but
I love you. Okay, bye. Do good things.
yeah, do good things. Then at the other one, the version of you that survives instead of receives, this is what you guys are going on this journey with us because
Here we are. We're we're
yeah.
we're we're trotting through it. We're galloping
Yeah, we're
smoothly.
galloping through it. You know what? You got if I'm in it, I'm in the soft girl era. If I'm in it, you're in it with me.
Are you in the soft girl
Um
saddle? Would you
I'm in
say?
the saddle. We
Are you
ain't
on the soft girl
barebacking yet.
side? Are you on the soft girl side saddle?
Yes, the side saddle.
It's becoming an
Um,
alliteration now. Oh my God.
right.
Uh,
The version of you that survives instead of receives. You know how to grind. You know how to rebuild from zero. You know how to make magic out of scraps, but you struggle with being supported, being poured into, letting things be easy, trusting that good things can stay with you. You keep one foot braced for impact. That hypervigilance, it kept you alive. It will not let you thrive. Leave behind the belief that to claim to co- the that the calm. Wow, I'm struggling with that. See, it's already even
mm-hmm.
hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
Leave, leave behind the belief that calm is temporary or dangerous.
Yeah, the seat next to me is open on that one. So I love that though. So we've already intuitively stepped into 2026 with calm, with clarity, with peace, with uh with an energy that we want to sustain it, that we want to embellish it and develop this trust
Yeah.
in the smooth and grace of calm.
And
So
there is
there's something to be
I
grateful and
yeah, and I even had another friend of mine. I think we've talked about this before,
mm,
where she was talking to her therapist about using chat GPT for stuff or whatever, and
mhm,
she was like, it's the best self-reflection tool you can have. And she was like, what? And he's like, he's literally a self-reflection, or
mhm.
she whatever, is literally a self-reflection of you, because you are feeding it all of who you
Right.
are, in
Right.
which it can reflect it right back to you. And it's slapping back.
Yep.
It's slapping back.
Let us know what yours says, guys. Let us
Yeah.
know what yours tells you when you tell it to let you know what you should leave behind in 2026 or 2025.
Yep. Yep.
So we're
And
curious.
so with all of that being said,
Hmm.
this is the part of the year where the horse wants to rest, not quit, but rest.
Hmm.
And I need a rest moment after that list.
Absolutely. And you are absolutely within your right to do so. All of us are. And
Yeah.
this is the hibernation season anyway.
Yep.
We're
Hmm.
not meant to be up and doing things. We're meant to be resting, rehabilitating, and kind of fasting a bit.
Hmm.
So I think that's well within our right to do so.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, because we didn't run away from it. And so
No, we
it's
didn't.
within
Mm-mm.
our reward
It is.
list
It is.
if we want to rest.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
We
It
fought the
is.
battles. We've won the war. We can
We've
rest.
won the war.
And then, what do good soldiers and veterans do when they've earned their win, their victory? They go back home. And all of us who feel grateful, that's victory. We
Yeah.
get to return home within ourselves.
Yeah. We get to
And
run
then,
home to us, to ourselves, to who we truly were meant to be in this world before the world tried to shape and form us in its own form, which is not
mhm.
ours. It's not ours.
I
Yeah.
think that embracing this structure as a sacred gate, not the cage, not the prison,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be key to collectively retaining the peace and the calm and the clarity and everything else in between. Feral healing.
Yes. That softness. That softness.
So, Caitlin, do do you think in order to be authentic that we have to be like unleashed, though?
I don't
Mhm.
uh, I don't know that it's okay. uh,
It's a tough question.
Unleashed. Okay, unleashed, yes. Unleashed, yes.
Um,
Unhinged, no.
Unbridled, yeah. Like, I don't
Yes.
know.
Well, here's why, because the idea that you are leashed, you are controlled. So I
Mm,
think in my head, yes, you have to be unleashed, but not unhinged. Like not out of control, like you're not out of control of yourself, but you are unleashed from somebody else's control.
hmm hmm
And I think in order to truly find yourself and find your softness and your clarity in this world, and your clarity within yourself of who you truly are, like, because you can even be unhinged, you can be feral and focused. You can
Right.
be, you know what I mean, you can
Yeah.
be multiple, it doesn't. I mean, I'm finding out that I am more ruthless than I've ever been, but I am also the sweetest and softest and sassiest and, you know, most feminine version that I have ever been. And it has been a beautiful experience for me. But I was just like, this version of me is way meaner than the mean version of me was.
The young, yeah,
Yeah.
feral. More, it's a different style of feral.
Yeah, very different. A
Both are
sovereign girl.
uncontrolled, right? They are both
Mhm.
authentic and just different. It's the same flame, different heat, different color.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's lucky for the onlookers or the
Yeah.
instigators, for them anyway. I don't
But
know. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like in order to be truly who you are, though, at the end of the day, it's you do have to be unleashed. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be in full control of yourself.
And it's so hard to decipher. As you
Yeah.
were saying before, you have to have that discernment.
Yeah, because is this a belief system that I truly believe, or was this what was drilled into me? Is this what was taught to me?
Mm.
Is this what I believe, or is this what somebody once said and I thought, that's smart, but now I feel differently. So I totally
Yeah, it's very different. It's different in
we
our
did. Oh yeah,
maturing.
absolutely. We did have some questions come in on Instagram
Oh
though.
yeah.
Yeah. So one of them was, how do you stop self-sabotaging when things finally get calm?
My first instinct is like, well, and what version of self-sabotage, right?
Right. Which part?
Because my ADHD has a real bad case of self-sabotage, I guess, of
Mm,
multiple projects and never finishing any of them, but having just that thrill ride of dopamine. Um,
mm,
just because I'm calm, just because I'm at
yeah.
peace, like I'm like, okay, well, I need to get busy again. Do I need to? No, I
Yeah.
don't. I don't need to. I have three principles, you guys. If I am happy, if I'm healthy, which is your spirit, your emotion, your mind, and your body, and if I am stable, what am I doing? Why are we
Yeah.
complicating shit? Why are we why are we now becoming caged?
Yeah.
Why are we now throwing away the peace? Why are we now doing, you know, not to condone complacency. I'm always on the journey of growth and development and progression. But is it that's
To be real vulnerable
hmm
for a minute,
hmm
I have experienced multiple times within the past 6 months where I was like, I'm so depressed. Like my anxiety, all the stuff, like out of nowhere, I'll just be like, I'm so depressed. Like, how do I get out of this depression? How do I get it's not depression. I've realized that. Like it is my body is reacting like it is depression. And it's not at all. It's not. It's like goes into full panic mode of like I'm so depressed, like I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to like and feel myself start to go and I'm like, like and then
Wait,
my
so if it's
Aries,
not depression, then what is it?
it is straight up boredom. Like it's like I'm not kidding you, Cams. Like I've tried to decipher it and it's like I'm sitting there and that's the only thing I come back to. That it's a little bit of anxiety, but it's because it's my anxiety of like thinking that I'm depressed and I'm like, why am I depressed and why? Because I'm not. And because all the like all these
Ah.
things are happening, but it's like it's trying to
Self-sabotage.
like
It's
yeah, it's
yeah.
my own is trying to self-sabotage and
So
tell
what
me
do you do? So what do you do to stop it? If you do anything to stop it?
I I try in those moments so I have like it's taken some time to figure out get down to the bottom of it, right? And figure it out what it is because I'm like maybe I am depressed. At first.
Yeah.
And I was like this feeling isn't going away. What is this? And what it really comes down to is like I try to remind myself I'm like of all of the things like because I went from being in a relationship who with somebody who is chaotic and constant chaos constant energy shifting, constant never knowing what was going on. So I was living in this state of anxiety with a job where I was constantly out of town, constantly, one city to the next, show, this, that, boom, 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 to now I am taking care of my grandparents who are in their 90s and everything is at turtle speed.
Mm-hmm.
Working at the bar, which everything is so simple
Mm-hmm.
compared to what I've been doing. The most that goes in is I have, somebody coming in saying weird things to me, like, because I work in a very unique bar, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
like, and I've realized I was like, it is literally, I went from the most chaotic 10 years of my life to now stepping into this like completely and me wanting this and my brain telling me that I'm panicking and that I'm depressed and I'm all of these things because I'm not used to this pace. I'm not used
Mm.
to this, and so it's like my brain tries to self-sabotage me into thinking like this, everything's wrong. Everything is wrong. It is not, this isn't okay. This isn't, even though I'm like completely fine and happy and like completely fine alone. Like, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
love being single. Do I love going out on dates? Have I entertained dates? Have I entertained male company? Have I entertained all that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because sure, it's fun, but I will not give it any, but am I depressed because I'm not moving forward anymore? No. Like
Right.
I'm content, and so it's been this like to be like completely vulnerable is like, because what the outside world generally sees of me is just this like, huh, this bad bitch who's,
Right.
you know, me and my coworker were talking and we're like, I was like, I feel like if I classified with pronouns, I would be she, her, daddy. Like, and
I can see that.
he was like, that is fucking the most accurate thing I've ever heard. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's the only way to describe it because I give off Dommy mommy vibes, but they're not real, they're bro vibes. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're daddy vibes, because
Right.
I've been the man in most of my relationships. So, like
Truth.
so it's just, that's what the world sees. But then I like lay my head on the pillow and I'm like, I'm depressed. And it's like, no, fuck, I'm not. Like, I'm not depressed. I'm
That's
not
good.
really
So you're
depressed.
able
So
to talk to yourself. I think that's the
yeah.
step one is like recognition, awareness. So kind of like treat it like grief steps in reverse or the opposite of
Yeah.
attributes, you know. But I think as long as you recognize the core, because I am not, I am a big believer in treat the cause, not the symptom. And so you have to recognize I am a real big advocate. Do the deep work. Look
Hmm.
in the shadow, look in the patterns, look in the cycles, look in the mirror. So if you are starting to self-sabotage your peace, joy, happiness, freedoms, etc., question the belief,
Yeah.
right? And then do that digging and go, "Oh, hmm. So there's a pattern or a trauma or a false belief."
Well, and that's, I believe for me, like number two of what Chat GPT said to me, carrying
Hmm.
shame that was never yours. Like, I think that that's that part of me that tries to be depressed because like, even though I'm not carrying that shame anymore and I've like shed that shame, like that part of my brain is still trying to get used to the fact that like we're not going to carry that anymore. It's like, actually, no, like that was not your fault at all. Like
Mm,
you carried the shame. I had posted a TikTok that said, I have taken every cut from every blade that was not meant for me, and I refuse to carry it anymore. I posted one the other day and I was like, I have every single one of those blades came at me and they weren't even meant for me. I was standing in between who it was meant for.
mm.
And I've taken all that shame for all those other people and I have rarely a lot of those cuts weren't even for me. They weren't even mine to bear, you know.
Ah, yeah. No, no more of that. Not in
Mm.
2026 for
No,
any of you. Any of you. So I
nope.
think somebody had asked us, is it normal to feel restless even when everything's technically fine? I think that we hit on that
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
That
I
I
think we
mean that
went
we
into
kind of
that.
covered that. Yeah.
The whole
Hmm.
episode was really talking about that, really.
Yeah.
So we invite you to do those steps that and also seek professional counseling because we're
Yes.
just two besties chit-chatting.
Yeah.
But you
Hmm.
can feel validated in the least with your sisters here that, yeah, yeah, totally 100%
Absolutely.
normal to feel restless when there's nothing going on. Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
foreboding joy and or trauma response, more than
Mhm.
likely. That would be my
Yep.
assumption. Work on it. And we're right
Work
here
on
in
it.
the
Yes.
shadows with you. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here at the
Yes.
campfire.
Yes. Even, I mean, even with low energy and how my week has just dragged me through the dirt, I still was like, we need to be here. This is
Hmm.
this is our campfire and this is what we're doing.
And it's for us, it's for everybody
Yeah.
to come and just express. So,
Yeah.
you guys, we appreciate you for coming. If you feel like this year has you losing your mind, um, but finding your soul, you're not alone. That's why we light the
No.
fire.
Yeah. You're not broken. You're breaking
Mm-mm.
out, babe. You're
It's
breaking out.
okay. Out of the
It's okay.
cage. Out of
Out
the
of that
cage.
cage. Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you soon, our beloved little ferolitas and
Yes.
ferolitos. We love you
Fairlings.
guys, our little fairlings. We love you and
Yes.
we hope that you have a safe week. And we'll
Yes.
see you next week. We want to hear your stories.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, as always, we will see you in the shadows.
Bye,
Bye.
loves. Bye.